Ladies and gentlemen, please listen up. You closed the book and they're still reading old chapters. Some people will never stop rereading the pages where you were soft, where you were available, where you forgave too quickly. But that chapter is over. That version of you doesn't live here anymore. The story has changed, and the cover is closed. They can stay stuck in the past. But you're writing something new, something stronger, something unshakable. Before we go deep into this transformation, pause right now. I want to talk to you directly. If you're new here, hit subscribe, like the video, leave a comment below about the chapter you're closing. And to all the warriors who've been here since day one, thank you. This message is built for you. Now let's begin. What if I told you that your silence is louder than any explanation you could ever give? They expected a reaction, a return, a crack in your armor. Instead, you gave them nothing, just closure on your own terms, because you stopped waiting for apologies. You stopped needing validation. You realized that turning the page wasn't enough. You had to shut the whole book and start writing in ink they don't understand. Remember when Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles in 2013? He didn't scream. He didn't collapse. He stood up, walked to the free throw line, and made both shots. Do you understand what that means? It means no matter how bad it hurts, you finish what you started, then you leave on your own terms. That's what you did, and that's why they're haunted. Not because you left, but because you left with no drama, no second chances, no permission granted. Now they keep flipping through pages of an old edition, searching for a version of you that no longer exists. But you're not stuck. You're focused on growth, on discipline, on peace. Psychologically, this is called object permanence. People assume that if they can't see your progress, it must not exist. So, when you go quiet, when you go ghost, they think you've stopped, but in reality, that's when you become dangerous. Because true power doesn't need to announce itself. It moves in silence. It acts without warning. Ask yourself this: what are they holding on to? A memory, an illusion, an outdated version of you. It's time you let that burn, because your future demands a different energy. One that doesn't look back, one that doesn't flinch. Remember this: people don't miss you. They miss what you did for them, how you made them feel, how easy it was to access your kindness. But kindness isn't weakness, and silence isn't surrender. You chose discipline over distraction, power over pity, and that's why they'll never forget you. I want to tell you something critical here, something most people never learn. You don't owe anyone an ending they can understand. Sometimes you leave with no words, No war, no parade, just presence withdrawn, peace reclaimed, and the door closed behind you. Do you think Steve Jobs begged people to believe in his comeback? Do you think Maya Angelou explained herself to those who mocked her silence? Do you think Jordan ever asked anyone to understand why he left? No, because power doesn't explain. Power executes. Midway through this journey now, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment. This is your tribe. This is where transformation lives. You're not here to be liked. You're here to become unforgettable. Now look at the mirror. That version of you that used to be afraid to let go, it's gone. What's left is sharper, more focused, unapologetically real, and you earned it through every betrayal, every lie, every disrespect they thought you'd tolerate. They thought you were soft, but softness is just restraint under control until it's not. Now you're ruthless with your time, selective with your presence, and unshakable in your silence. The world loves noise, but impact? Impact is quiet. Be the one they don't see coming. Be the name that lives in their head, not out of anger, but out of precision. Muhammad Ali didn't just fight opponents. He beat their minds before the match even started. He lived in their thoughts. He broke their rhythm. And that's what you've done to the people still stuck in your old chapters. They can't fight what's already gone, but they keep swinging anyway. While you're not even in the ring anymore. You're building something else. That silence they can't stand, it's your fortress now. Every unread message, every unanswered call, every moment you stayed quiet instead of reacting was a step toward your evolution. Don't explain, just exit, because your next chapter doesn't need their name in it, and your peace doesn't come with conditions. Take a breath, close your eyes, imagine the power of walking away, not out of pride, but out of principle. You gave them trust. They broke it. You gave them time. They wasted it. So you gave them distance. And now they feel the difference. Some lessons are best taught in absence, not in arguments. If you're still here, it means you've already made the decision to move forward and never look back. You close the book, and they're still stuck in old chapters. But you're holding the pen now, and this time, no one else gets to write your ending. They're still stuck, trying to find a version of you that no longer exists. They call it closure. You call it peace. They think you're bitter, but you're just done. You stopped needing to be understood. You stopped fighting to be seen, because you saw yourself clearly. You used to beg for honesty. Now you just walk away from confusion. You used to over-explain. Now your silence does the talking. You used to hope they'd change. Now you've changed. Instead, you closed the book because that chapter didn't deserve a sequel. They're still quoting lines you don't even remember writing. They're holding on to a ghost while you're building a future. Because when you finally accept the truth, there's no going back. It wasn't just about them. It was about you choosing yourself. You didn't lose people. You lost the version of you who tolerated too much. And they lost the best thing they ever had, because you were never the villain. You were the lesson. And some people will never say thank you for the growth your absence forced them into. But that's not your concern anymore. You've moved on, not out of pride, but out of survival. Not to hurt them, but to heal you. And now you walk lighter, smile harder, breathe deeper, because peace feels better than proving your worth to people who never saw it. They keep rereading the chapter, hoping you'll appear in the margins. But the ink is dry, and your story is already far ahead. Close that book. Burn the pages if you must, because the new you isn't waiting for old readers to catch up. You've outgrown their plot, and now you're writing in bold. No more rewinds, no more regrets, only forward, only fire. You didn't just survive that story, you ended it on your terms. Now go and live like you never needed their validation to begin with, because you don't. You never did. And they're only just realizing it. Too late.